In the headlines, Dominica's 40-year-old labor laws finally come under review. Improvements underway for residents of the Southwest as the new woman has been elected to head the Lubia Village Council for the next 3 years. And names of this year's Gold Drum and Special Recognition awardees revealed as Emancipation celebrations gets underway later this month. I am Kenny Williams with the Channel 5 News. I'll be back with the details right after this. Thanks for staying with us. First up, names of awardees for the prestigious Golden Drum and Special Recognition awardees have been released to the public. The revelation was made on Wednesday during the media launching of Emancipation Activities 2017. The 6 Golden Drum Awards are being presented to outstanding individuals and groups in the field of culture.
This year, the Golden Drum Award will be presented to the first serenade band of Point Michelle for music development through the years, Derek Ra Peters of WCK and now Original Booyah Pioneers fame, Dennis Joseph, former manager of DBS, former manager of the Gaylords Power Union, himself a composer of many hit songs in Dominica, Maurice Geese of the Pitted Savan Cultural Group and also a teacher of the traditional art forms in Dominica, Teresa Mondesi of Woodford Hill, a veteran ballet dancer practically for her whole life. Carlton Merrifield, also known as Abio of Grand Bay. He plays for the Tradibel Group, he plays for the Jubic Cultural Group.
5 special recognition awards will also be presented at the Golden Drum Award ceremony on Saturday, 5th August.
And the Special Recognition Award will be presented to Cornelius Royer, who is the leader of the Capuchin Cultural Group, the Convent High School for its consistent and sustained involvement in development of arts and culture in Dominica, the Africulture Stilt Walkers for the promotion of Guabua and involvement in Carnival, Mighty Acre of Scott's Head for his promotion of folk Creole music, and Lorraine Del Sol of Granby for her years of promotion of Creole wear, and even when, as she's overseas in Canada, promoting Dominica's arts and culture overseas as well.
The Emancipation celebrations kick off on Friday, 28th July with the first ever Sing Dominica or Chante Dominique concert. Other highlights include a ballet night in Paybush on 29th July, an Emancipation showcase at Peebles Park on 1st August, and an Emancipation forum at the UE Auditorium on 3rd August. On to health, where Dominicans are being assured that strides are being made to enhance health facilities on the island. The word came from Minister for Health Dr. Kenneth Daru at a recent town hall meeting. Daru says plans are well underway for the much talked about New Margot Hospital, which is being funded by the government of Mexico.
In addition, of course, to the new hospital, we also have a number of new health facilities carried in this financial year to be built at Newtown, and we'll speak to Newtown a bit later, Coliho, Viecas, Bellevue, Chopin, 4 new health facilities to be constructed in this new financial year. And the much talked about also and somewhat controversial New Marigot Hospital, which is also set to be built, or this construction started in this financial year. And again, we want to thank the Mexican government for their kind donation of $5 million US, 13 million EC dollars towards the construction of this hospital. And I want to announce that plans are in advanced stage and we should see work started in this financial year.
Residents of the Roseau South constituency were promised the construction of a new health center in the Newtown community to further enhance the delivery of medical care to the people.
We are committed, as the Minister for Health indicated, to the construction of a new health center for Newtown. And I am not from Newtown, but I am saying to you, ladies and gentlemen, that we must not let people mislead us in respect to our own development. That health center is too important for you, the people of Newtown. And we've been spending the last 10 years searching up and down in Newtown, looking for a site to build a health center for you. And we have found the site. And every expert is telling us that a school and a health center can live close by. The government has taken a decision to build a health center. You must rally around that decision to build a health center for you, the people.
In more top stories, a gender-balanced village council wants to bring a facelift to communities in its jurisdiction as part of improving the quality of life of villagers. On Monday, 4 ladies and 4 gentlemen were sworn in as councillors of the Loubier Village Council. The communities of Loubier, Madrel, Fort-Bawon, Walhouse, Castle Comfort, Leopoldville form part of its jurisdiction. The council consists of members of the previous council as well as new members. They are elected members Chairperson Kathleen John Baptist, Alison Alfred, Desra Jude, Cheyenne John Baptist, and Garth Thomas. The nominated members are Deputy Chairperson Derwin Peltier, Al James, and Kervin Jack. Chairperson Kathleen John Baptist says the council expects to see the development of improved infrastructure, including roads, drains, and playing fields. However, she advises unity in the community is a necessary ingredient for its development.
So my plan is really to get all the villagers together. We cannot do anything or everything on our own, so we need all the village together to help us. I mean, there are lots of work to be done in the village, lots of work to be done in the village. So we need help from the other villages. Our roads are very, very bad, especially coming from the main roads, and also the other road in Leona Drive started to be done and it wasn't finished, so we want that done as well. We have lots of cows around on the spare lots in Walhouse and other areas as well that we would like to be removed. Overall, lightings, overall just making our area a better place to live.
She also hopes the Loubier playing field will have lights installed soon. The council is expected to hold office for a period of 3 years. And speaking of leadership roles, a 15-year-old girl is set to strengthen her leadership capacity as she advocates for male and youth victims of gender-based violence.
Is expected to participate in the U.S. State Department's Youth Ambassadors Program, a 3-week leadership exchange carried for 7th to 29th August in the United States. According to the department's Bureau of Educational and Cultural Affairs, the Youth Ambassadors Program brings together high school students and adult mentors from countries across the Americas to promote mutual understanding, increase leadership skills, and prepare youth to make a difference in their communities. Additionally, the organizers say that participants will engage in workshops, community service activities, team-building exercises, meetings with community leaders, and homestays with American families. Upon their return home, the students are expected to apply what they have learned to implement projects that serve needs in their communities. Tusa is a peer counselor and long-term volunteer with Lifeline Ministries, where she serves in its Girls Support Group.
My platform is eradicating gender-based violence against youth, especially boys, but also girls. Yeah. I focus on boys because, yes, it's true, both boys and girls get abused, but boys are less likely to speak up because they figure I'm supposed to be tough and stuff. I am very elated and honored. I am very excited. And I pick my topic because I have been through my share of troubles, and everybody that come up and they say they want to eradicate gender-based violence, you would hear them talking about more girls than boys, and statistics show it also. So I want to be that voice for them. I know I'm young, but I want to be the voice for them.
The Dominica Grammar School student also praises volunteerism.
It is very important to me, and it's a major part of my life because I want to be a clinical psychologist, and all the volunteer work that I'm doing, it is shaping me and molding me, and I see different things outside of my home, because my home is like one of my safe places outside of my home, and I go out and I interact with new people and I get to know their names and their backgrounds and all that type of things. It shapes my mind for what I want to become. So volunteering, I love volunteering.
You are watching Channel 5 News. When we return, renewed calls for an end to all forms of violence as society amidst a growing number of such incidents. Welcome back. The Waterfront and Allied Workers Union is applauding government's move to review the country's 40-year-old labor laws. Andrea Louis has more.
During May Day celebrations in 2016, Secretary-Treasurer of the Waterfront and Allied Workers Union, Curtis Augustus, challenged the government to review the laws which had been in existence for 39 years without assessment. Augustus pointed out that there were several key areas which need attention as a result of the changing times and industrial climate. In an interview with Channel 5 News, Augustus reported that Labour Minister Reuben Blackmore had met with the trade unions to discuss their concerns, and things look to be favorable moving forward. One of the matters brought forth was the Protection of Employment Act and the question of redundancy and payment thereof.
In that act, it makes it mandatory for payment to be made up to 52 weeks in 1 year, that employees, based on their length of service, could get paid by a formula that we have. And we have indicated to the minister during the discussion that we would want him to consider lifting the ceiling on such payments, because workers who work in excess of 22 years would be at a disadvantage in that they would not get any compensation. I must say we got some very positive feedback from the minister indicating that he was going to seriously look at the matter with the view to making the change as we requested.
Another of the issues raised was the establishment of a proper tribunal to hear and resolve disputes of workers.
Another area of concern was, in fact, the tribunals and the length of time that some tribunals are taking to hand over a report and a recommendation in terms of their findings. We have, in fact, suggested that efforts should be made to give the tribunal additional power, and more so in terms of the implementation of the recommendations that they're going to make after having heard and determined a matter that is brought before them for resolution.
The agency shop clause was also brought to the attention of government officials.
We believe that a simple amendment to the labor law could in fact provide for the agency shop. The law provides for a union to get bargaining status, it must have 51% of the bargaining unit. And once it gets that, then it in fact negotiate and represent the entire 100% of that bargaining unit. So when they are receiving the benefits of union representation, union negotiations, that those workers should be required to pay for such service.
While the redundancy ceiling, setting up a proper tribunal, and adjustment to the agency shop clause are the three main areas of review the unions would like to see regarding the labor laws, Augustus noted that there are other inputs the trade union movement makes in terms of national development. Andrea Louis, Channel 5 News.
In other matters of national interest, over $1.5 million has been earmarked for the country's abattoir. The abattoir, located in Layu Park, began operations over a year and a half ago and supplies pork and poultry for local consumption. While the facility is not yet officially opened, it has been operational and will receive a significant financial contribution from government to go towards its operation.
We'll also be seeing $1.6 million in the budget to fully operationalize the abattoir. The abattoir is functioning. We are slaughtering birds, the chicken. We are slaughtering pigs. And I am saying to you, we are seeing more and more Dominicans buying the meat from the abattoir, and that is good. Because if in the first year or two, we can keep, even if it is $500,000 into Dominica, that is $500,000 which will go to the pig farmers in Dominica. That is $500,000 that will go to the chicken farmers in Dominica. And that is $500,000 less we'll have to send out of Dominica through foreign exchange.
The Prime Minister called on Dominicans to support local products from the abattoir despite the higher cost compared to imported products.
I buy the chicken from the abattoir. I know that it is a little more expensive than what we get. But, my friends, the distance it has to travel from where it's coming to Dominica. And let me tell you something. This country sent us the question, the last kakarot pieces, is what they don't want to send to us. So when we think we're eating good chicken and nice chicken and big legs and so on, is what they do not want. And what we send to you at the abattoir is what we want you to eat. That we all eat the same meat in Dominica. So I am saying to you, my dear brothers and sisters, let us support the abattoir because we are creating jobs for the people of Dominica.
The over 10 million EC dollar abattoir was funded by the government of Venezuela. A walkthrough of the facility with media and Ministry of Agriculture officials is scheduled for Friday, 14th July. And the newly reappointed head of the Cultural Division has added his voice to the growing chorus calling for the end of all forms of violence in Dominica. Raymond Lawrence, who had retired as Chief Cultural Officer 3 years ago, took up the post again on a 2-year contract in June this year. During the media launch of the 2017 Emancipation calendar on Wednesday, Lawrence says the theme for this year's celebrations is reflective of the need to bring about peace in the country.
We chose our theme, Building a Culture of Peace, in order to help spread more peace across the length and breadth of Dominica, and that those who find themselves being the cause of violence on the nature island should really try to put a stop to it and find more meaningful and gainful ways to spend their time rather than fighting and always being involved in trouble. And just because there's fighting and killing in other countries, it doesn't mean we have to have it here.
Lawrence went on to say that one incident of violence is one too many and Dominicans must join together to end violence in the Nature Isle.
So this morning, the Cultural Division is calling for an end to all violence in Dominica. We don't want to hear about any more murders in this country. One murder is too many. So we're calling on all group and individual fighting to stop. We need to respect each other and try to do good for others rather than thinking about carrying out violence against any person. Because really violence does not build, it only destroys. It does not lead to anything good, but only leads to more trouble, strife, chaos, and heartache for victims and families. So let us all say no to violence.
Emancipation activities run from 28th July to 5th August this year. That's news. Stay tuned for your sports highlights. First up in sports, a solid 81 by Bhaskar Yadram helped give West Indies under-19 the needed momentum to win their match against South Africa by 2 wickets on Wednesday. First at the crease, South Africa put on 207 for 8 in their 50 overs. Joshua Bishop picked up 2 for 30 and Jevor Royal 2 for 34. Targeting 208 to win, the Windies scored 210 for 8 in 44.4 overs. Yadram led the way with 81, Emmanuel Stewart 45, and Jevor Royal 31 not out. Dominica's Alec Athanas was run out on 1 run. Meantime, Dominica went down to Hamilton Lashy Foundation by 2 wickets in the Sir Garfield Sobers tournament on Wednesday. Batting first, Dominica scored 170 for 7 in 40 overs. Scoring for Dominica, Nigel John Lewis had 38 not out, Gamael Ofar 36, and Lester Lewis 30. Set 171 to win, Hamilton Foundation scored 171 for 8 in 34.4 overs. Bowling for Dominica were Nelson Maxim 3 for 31, Nigel John Lewis 2 for 26, and Kerwin Dupini 2 for 31. Dominica's next assignment will be against Trinidad on Thursday at Wayne Daniel Cricket Ground. In track and field, one of Dominica's top sprinters has set a new national record in the under-18 boys 100-meter sprint event in the IAAF Youth World Championship on Wednesday. Danielson Mahote took part in the men's 100-meter quarterfinals, crossing the finish line in a second position in a time of 10.74 seconds in a qualifying time for the semifinals. Moving on to football, the revised rules and regulations and insurance for players will be some of the items for discussion when the Dominica Football Association holds its annual general meeting on Saturday. This ahead of the new football season, which is scheduled to begin on August 19. 27 clubs are expected to be in attendance at the meeting, represented by at least one member. Other matters for discussion are approval of the previous annual general meeting, matters arising from the minutes, approval of the financial statements, appointment of auditors, and President Activities Report. The meeting is scheduled for 10 a.m. at the Football House in Bath Estate and will be addressed by President Glenn Etienne. Next up, Harlem Masters will be looking to outdo Saturday Ballers when the teams go head-to-head in the Fast Cash Harlem Football League on Thursday. Starting time is 6 p.m. at Newtown Playing Field. Previously, the 2016 champions, Burt Motors Youngstars, captured the 2017 Del Najis Soccerama Championships and all other awards up for grabs at the opening of the league. They walked away with the award for the best dressed team. Derrickson McDonald got the MVP award. Youngstars defeated Icons 2-0 in the finals with goals from Derrickson McDonald and Marcel Germain. Sports continues with this item where the sports division has named a 62-athlete team who will represent Dominica at the Windward Island School Games later this month. The contingent is made up of 21 girls and 41 boys of Dominica's finest talent pool at the school level. The athletes will compete in boys and girls basketball, boys and girls volleyball, football, netball, and track and field boys and girls. The games will take place in St. Vincent and the Grenadines from Friday, July 21 to Sunday, July 30. On to football action in the East, we can tell you there were 3 wins and a draw in the most recent games in the RC Football League. In the game against Willie Barbershop, Styles Taxi Godson dominated their match 6-1. Alibeth Bakery Ballers won 5-2 against RC Young Boys. RC Doctors and Grand 4 Rockets played to a 2-all draw. Finally, Southeast's under-17 team edged out Uprising Stars 3-2. Next up, action resumes in the 2017 Flow DABA League with under-17 and a Division 1 match on Thursday. At 6 p.m., Pishless Sports Club Falcons will be looking for the win when they come up against Digital Clouds in an under-17 encounter. At 9, PSC Falcons Division 1 team will take on Digital Clouds in the First Division. Both games are carded for the St. Joseph Hard Court. That's all the sports for now. Join us next time. Stay tuned for your midweek weather forecast coming up next.
Good evening, Dominica, and welcome to tonight's weather broadcast. I'm your presenter, Marshall Alexander. We begin by taking a look at earlier infrared satellite imagery. What it showed, this area of deep convection associated with a westward moving tropical wave presently affecting the extreme southern portion of the region, and this area of convection associated with a wick trough affecting the central and northern portion of the island chain. Now, taking a look at earlier visible satellite imagery, what it showed, mostly cloudy skies across Dominica during today. Now, taking a look at earlier radar imagery and what it indicated, scattered showers mainly across the central and northern portion of the island chain. Now, tonight's weather is expected to be partly cloudy to occasionally cloudy, hazy and breezy at times with a few scattered showers, and similar conditions can be expected into tomorrow. Sea conditions are expected to be slight to moderate in open water with waves peaking up to 7 feet. Looking ahead to the next 3 days, by Friday, an increase in cloudiness with showers and possible isolated thunderstorms can be expected as a tropical wave is expected to move across the area. As a result, persons in areas prone to flooding, landslides and falling rocks, you're advised to be vigilant and to exercise caution. However, as we move into Saturday, partly cloudy to cloudy skies with a few scattered showers can be expected. For the rest of the Caribbean tomorrow, partly cloudy to cloudy skies with some scattered showers can be expected across the central and northern portion of the region, with an increasing cloudiness, scattered showers and possible isolated thunderstorms expected across the extreme south. Our international cities forecast: showers and thunderstorm activity expected in New York, Miami and Caracas, cloudy skies expected in London, and partly cloudy skies expected in Beijing. Sunrise tomorrow will be at 5:42 a.m. and sunset will be at 6:40 p.m. Please remember that we are in the hurricane season. For more information, you can call the weather hotline at 447-5555 or visit the website at weather.gov.dm. Thanks for viewing. Have a good night.
To end the news, the headlines again. Dominica's 40-year-old labor laws finally come under review. Improvements underway for residents of the Southwest as a new woman has been elected to head the Lubia Village Council for the next 3 years, and the names of this year's Gold Drum and Special Recognition awardees revealed as Emancipation celebrations gets underway later this month. Feel free to contact us at news@MarpinNewsjuly12th2k17. You can also access our past newscasts on our YouTube channel. On behalf of the entire production team, I am Kenny Williams. To our viewers around the world, we thank you for watching. Join us tomorrow.